or welcome back to the Feel Your Feelings podcast. I'm your host, Victoria Macanjuola, and today I am joined by Justin Sheppard. Justin is a Houston-based content creator. He's the creator of Talented Ones, and we are both graduates of Sam Houston State University, and we're both currently grad students. So it's great to see you and catch up with you. We're actually doing this and making this happen.
We
So
are.
I'm super excited to have you today. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Super blessed. I've had a great day. Now we're doing this. We've been talking about this for a minute,
A
sitting down
minute.
and and having this conversation. I've been all over the place, but I'm glad to finally get a chance to kind of sit down, have this conversation, and just talk. Just talk experiences, talk life, and just give the fans something to maybe something that can be on their mind and their ears that it can appease. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. And this is the host to host series. And this is a series where I talk to fellow podcasters, podcast hosts, media personalities like yourself, Justin, and to give people a sense of how they can get to where you are. So I think it's super fascinating and I'm excited to hear from you. So, first and foremost, I'm curious to know in this current season that you're in, what's one word that sticks with you and how are you prioritizing it?
Consistency. Consistency is
Mm,
probably the word that sticks out to me the most. That's right now. That's just big on myself and for my team as well. Um, just for everybody out there, I go by Shep on camera. A lot of things with TalentedOnes Media out here in Houston. We've been doing stuff for a minute. We've been doing stuff for a while, but um, we've just been really trying to figure out the business. We've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and I wouldn't even call them downs. I call them lessons.
mm-hmm.
Lessons, blessings, and things of that nature. So pretty much, we've just been learning over the years and over the times, and we're starting to see a lot of things starting to come together in a lot of different areas. This year has been a big year for us so far, and we're continuing to make it a big year. So I would just say consistency. That'd be my main word right now for the of what I've been thinking about.
That's awesome. For me, I would say my one word is patience.
Okay.
And I'm still pri- learning how to prioritize it. But one of the main things that I try to do is by being still. So, you know how, like in the Bible, how God says to be still and let me do my thing? That's kind of what I've been trying to do in this season is not to put too many expectations or rush into things the way I want to do them, but kind of let go and step back and let God take the wheel. Jesus take the wheel, right? And do what he does. And really it's kind of led me to all of these different places and things that I wouldn't think that I would have been doing at the moment. Just having this conversation with you right now is like kind of full circle. It's like we took classes together, like, and
hmm
now we're both kind of we're hosting things and getting out of our comfort zone. So it's a really cool thing to see.
We're definitely in our bag. So we're in what me and my partners call we're in our duffel bag right now. It's
Duffel bag, I like that.
yeah, we're in our duffel bag right now. It's the season. It's a season of growth. It's a season of comeuppance. I think it's the season of when you put in a lot of work. You just talked about God too. When you put in a lot of work, and I think you pray for these opportunities, things, but God just doesn't give you it without you putting in the work before. Because the
Hmm.
saying prayer without works is just wishful thinking.
That's
So
right.
when you put in your 10,000 hours, you start eventually getting in situations where you start reaping the benefits of the work you've put in.
Exactly. I love that. And that leads me to something else I was curious to ask you about, which is what does staying ready so you don't have to get ready mean to you?
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That just means that's kind of like when I said about the 10,000 hours. You put in the hours. Like I played sports growing up. I even played football my freshman year at Sam Houston. And the one thing you always have to do is to, like when you're in the gym, you're working out, or you're working towards anything in life. You always like that. Just like if you don't put in the work, how can you be ready for that moment? You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
never know when the opportunity is going to come. So it's like you just always are ready. So whenever the time comes and the opportunity moves, you just have to jump on it. So that's what I would think about with stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Totally, totally. I think with anything we do, it's important to stay ready. I didn't think I would be going back to school at this time. I know we're both in grad school right now. You're at Texas Southern,
Mhm.
and I'm taking online classes right now. But staying ready, I think me putting myself in the mindset of being an eternal student. So, like, I always know that I have something more to learn. Like, even after graduating from grad school, I still kind of felt like there's more for me to learn. This isn't it. Like, this isn't the end of the road. I still want to keep learning and moving. So, I think for me, it's just staying ready mentally and keeping my mind open to new possibilities.
I
So,
feel that. Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
I like that for sure. For sure.
So, do you have a favorite interview that you've done so far?
A favorite interview?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do actually. I think it's the one that you would probably like, but it's the one that I'm also the maddest about too. Which is the Beverly Johnson interview that we had earlier this year.
Yeah.
But that's the one I'm the most mad about because it's not because of her. She's an amazing woman. She's an icon. She's legendary, a
Yes.
trailblazer. She's everything and such a nice, nice lady. Amazing sit down interview. We had about 12 to 13 minutes with her. But the reason why I say it's the maddest is because my SD card fried. But when there's a will, there's a way. I still got the SD card. We're gonna get that footage back from it. From my lips
Of
to God's
course.
ears. Yeah, it just cost a pretty penny to get back. But
Yeah.
nah, I would say that's probably my favorite interview because it's the full circle moment of like how the business even came about it. Like that interview was sprung on to me. It wasn't like I knew who that Beverly Johnson was or I knew the stakes of the situation. It was a situation where there was a conference going on in Atlanta by a lady named Miss Diana Richardson Phillips. Uh,
Yeah.
no, Philippus. I'm gonna get her last name right. Philippus. She invited Talented Ones out there to do interviews for that weekend for her Women in Business conference, and she had Beverly Johnson as her keynote speaker, and so we were able to kind of position ourselves into a way. I think we were just supposed to do red carpet interviews with her, and like we were able to position ourselves into her room that she had before she was getting ready to go into like before she was going to be the keynote speaker. So like the dudes, like people was just letting us know, hey, we're gonna bring Beverly back. She's gonna be in this room. We're gonna bring Beverly back. She's gonna be in this room. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Cause like I'm like, I understand what this is, and we're gonna be in the room already set up. So whenever she gets
Yeah.
in there, and we got in there, and I don't think we were necessarily supposed to get that 12-minute sit down but I asked her a couple of questions. She answered them gracefully. And then she gave us a stamp of approval, not just like in person, but like I heard back from Miss Diana. She was like, yeah, Beverly said that y'all are really, she loved y'all professionalism and how y'all carried yourself and ran y'all business and did your thing. So which gave me the confidence and to know like, okay, cool. Like we first of all we negotiated to get out here. Um, the opportunity kind of came to us and we capitalized on the opportunity when we got there. It's on that part, you know what I'm saying? Of course, the job didn't get finished like how we wanted to, but everything happens in due time. And
Yeah.
so,
I was literally just thinking that, like, I know you said, like, we weren't really supposed to, like, get in there and do the interview, but everything does happen for a reason. So, I mean, and the fact that she gave you guys such positive feedback afterwards had to have, like, felt good for you guys as well.
yeah, for sure. Because my biggest thing was it was a different lane than who I've normally talked to. Like we have credits beforehand. Like we've talked to like big actors. The most notable one I think recently was Vanessa Bell Calloway. For those who watch Coming to America and things of that nature, Vanessa Bell Calloway was the lady. That's the queen to be. You know what I'm saying? So like we've talked to people off of Insecure, Rap Shit, people who've hosted on Nike, athletes, people that have signed to Warner and Def Jam and everything. We've talked to a lot of people, but to have a first of her kind really the first black woman to be on the cover of Vogue magazine. When I did my history and my research on her, I was like, yo, this is a truly amazing sit down we get to have right here. And, for us being young, TalentedOnes Media, I'm 26 years old owning this media company. My god brother who came with me,
26
Mason,
too. Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah,
so like my god brother, he's 25. I got to text his mom like, yo, your son is filming for like Beverly Johnson right now. This is I don't know what's happening, but it's something that's happening here. So like we're gonna keep going and we're gonna keep on this grind. So yeah, that's what I would say to that. That was my favorite moment so far because over the years that was a full circle moment.
that's wonderful. And I'm curious to know, like, how were you able to establish a team? Because, like, you're, like you said, 26, you're a CEO of your own media company. How did you go about getting a team set up around you that, number one, you could trust and people that you work well with and
I, I
effectively with?
think I think the thing is, first of all, it's trial and error because you can't work with everybody. You can't work with all your peers. You can't work with just anybody. Don't work with people you don't like. I don't believe in that rule. The big thing for us was just mainly like over the years, like it just happened organically. Started off with my line brother Kalechi, who almost acted as a manager up front, but now he's the COO of our whole operation. But he was just sending me like people to interview, that people he knew. He was just setting up interviews, and I would go interview, knock them out of the park, and they was getting thousands of views in college. So I'm just like, oh, bro, like we might have something going on here. And he just asked me, he wanted to keep doing that. He fell into the dream of it. And I was like, okay, cool. And he studied under some big time artist managers too that were like really
Okay.
doing well in Houston. So he
Okay.
he took it upon himself to do the work for the craft. So got him, got my god brother who was a film major at Concordia. Um, and he believed in the dream. That's literally like my little brother in the sense of real life. We were both only children. Got my co-host Uncle Ed. Oh well, his name is Mason. Let me shout him out. Shout out to Mason. My co-host on our podcast dash when I first started was a radio show. When we added that part to the business, Uncle Lex, he's now the president of the company. He has a background in sales, so like all these people just came over time. So it's just a blessing to be honest with you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's something that I've strived to have is a team of people that not only do I like working with, but people that I trust, and we all work together well, like a well-oiled machine. Okay, so you're studying at TSU. What are you studying? Are you studying business or
No, I'm actually studying professional communication, digital media. So I'm
nice?
studying I'm studying the craft.
Yeah.
Um, I have a goal to go down. I have a goal to be one of the best or most. I don't even want to say most known. I really want to go down as one of the best on-air talents of all time. Like I really
Okay.
have this goal. Like I studied the greats all the time: Stephen A. Smith, Stuart Scott, Chris Berman, Sway in the Morning, Big Boys Neighborhood, Angie Martinez, Oprah, Dan
Love Angie
Rather,
Martinez.
yeah,
Yes.
look, Dan Rather, Michael Strahan, and like who else I could who else could I say? I'm a student. Even like the podcasters like a Joe Budden now and things of that nature. Like I'm a true student of the craft and not just on a just so serious side, but even on the entertainment side too, because you need both. Like, yo, I really study these guys and women and to really try to project myself on a level of like, yo, this is what you're striving for, not just um the money aspect or the fame aspect, but really just I want to be in that tier. You know what I'm saying? That top tier. I'm 26. You know what I'm saying? We're both young. We're both
Yeah.
26. But the thing of like, I'm trying to think about what am I going to be at 36, 46? You know, these people are going at an extremely long time in the industry. You know, how can I have that long lasting tenure um, of being an on air host and or being just on air in whatever facet? So
I love that. I'm also like you, a constant learner, and I love watching interviews, and I really, for me, I strive to be a better speaker, like in the way
uh-huh.
that I carry myself, in the way that I talk, in the way I speak to people and have conversations with people. So like Oprah Winfrey with Meghan Markle, she's a great speaker. I'm reading a book right now by Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee, and just he talks about self-help like when you help yourself, like you're helping other people, and just wanting to carry myself in a way that is
Yeah.
like true. Um, I love his book and I highly recommend it. It's called Be Water, My Friend. But I also agree with you about looking in the mirror and like actually turning those skills towards myself, because in the end they will end up leaving a bigger impact than I can even imagine. Um, so yeah, I love that. And I'm studying. By the way, I'm studying design, business, and technology.
Okay.
So a little different than mass
So,
comm
so
before.
with the so with design business, what does that like entail?
So okay, so with design, so for me, I want to focus more on the business side. We can choose to specialize in any one of the three, but it's really a creator's academy to kind of blend all three aspects of them. So with design, learning how to create graphics on like Adobe Illustrator. With business, I had a class yesterday about negotiation, whether that's negotiating a product or a deal, that a good price for a product, and then technology, of course. But for me, I'm really just curious and open minded. I want to learn about all of those things because I think that they are our future. Um, in a minuscule sense, not minuscule, but like buying my first car, like I want to know how to negotiate. I want to know how to have those skills to be able to do that effectively and not let like either my gender or my race actually hinder me from doing any of those things.
I can see
Yep,
that.
yep, yep, yep. I had a really important question for you because you ask this question to all of your guests, I notice. I think you
No,
know
no.
what it is. You know what it
Yeah.
is. Um, and this question is, which one is more important to you, the journey or the destination?
Yeah, that's funny.
Jay Shep.
Um, it's funny. My answer changes a lot, but I think as of recently, I've been thinking maybe because I've been more on a spiritual journey. I
Uh-huh.
feel like my answer is the journey always. My journey is going to always be more than the destination because you have to appreciate the road you're on to know where you're trying to go. So like you can't just skip that. You can't skip the process. And these are the memories that you're making for a lifetime. When you look back at it, you're not gonna look at back like, ooh, it was so important to buy this car or to get these clothes or to get this house or to get this condo. The important thing was like, man, bro, me and my partners, we really created a beautiful thing that the world can has that's intangible, that can speak to people, that inspires people. When when people come up to me and now they literally will say like, that question or those words that you just told me, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll be like, they always make journey jokes or like, tell me about their process or tell me about things. And I started to get that more often now. Um, People embodying that system, that lifestyle, the ideology that came to my head when I was young, and putting it out there. I didn't create nothing, but I'm just saying like just putting it out there enough to where it's affecting other people. That's a beautiful thing. That's an intangible object, and that's the process. That's the journey. That's the thing that I feel like is more important than the destination. Because to be honest with you, the real destination that I have, of course, I have goals, but my only destination is
Mhm.
heaven. So like, I always tell people that now it's like, yo, my destination is heaven. So I'm just really a vessel on this earth to do what God's work, and then you know, and
Yeah.
that's like my thing. So pretty much I'm just here. I got goals while I'm here on this earth. I'm trying to leave a legacy. I'm trying to do some things. I want to have a lot of fun. I want to live it over my friends and my peers and just kind of keep this business and this grind going. And of course, I'm a business heavy guy, but the only destination truly for me is heaven. Is like, am I doing God's work? Am I doing the due diligence? So that's my big
Yeah.
thing.
That's amazing. And I know you have some merchandise with the journey greater than destination on it. So I
Hmm.
want one. So I'm gonna have to, find out about how I can get one.
Nah, for sure.
How can people purchase your merch?
So we have a website, www.talentedone, like the number one NES.com. If you go there, all of our merchandise is there. It's hot as I don't know what in Houston, Texas right now. So we have our hoodies on a discount right now for $28 just because it's hot. And it's the summer, so it's like, yo, we trying to get these away. But when that winter comes up, we have something special. Of course, the prices and things might go up for the OG hoodies again, but like we have something special for the ladies this winter. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but we have a whole capsule designated to women because we have a lot of women that support us at events. They buy our merchandise, and we just want to do something clothing wise specifically for the ladies. That just to make people feel special and stuff like that. And it's comfortable season too, so that can give you
Yeah.
a hint like what it could be. You know what I'm saying? It's cozy vibes. We want everybody to feel warm and snuggled. So we got something special going on there, guys. We're not leaving you out as well. We got some stuff for y'all too. But this combo right now, this part ain't for y'all. This isn't for y'all guys. We take care
Yeah.
of y'all all the time, but like, and so
I
we,
love that, and I want my T-shirt. I want my T because I know it's hot right now in Texas, but it's gonna start getting colder. So I would definitely love a hoodie. If you want to send me
I got
one,
you.
we can set that up. Who
Yeah.
are some of your dream guests for Talented Ones? And
Uh,
also, oh, go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask
The floor.
on top of that, do you have like a dream role in the future? Because being a media personality, we wear many hats as like a host, producer, creator. Are there any dream roles that you have down the line that you aspire to do one day? Maybe outside of media or in the media?
To answer the first question, the first guest that comes off of my mind is like a dream guest of mine is Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I was thinking of him earlier, his sit down with Denzel and how he did like I forgot what
Yeah,
actors on actors. Yes,
yeah,
that one. He did the lip. He's
I know.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Jamie Foxx. I really like. I'm trying to manifest that. I know I have some people that are around him in LA. That
And
I
he's from
know.
Texas.
He's from Texas. He's from good old Terrell,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yes. Shout out.
It'll be a Texas boy connection interview. My whole personality will be on Front Street that day. Um, I
As it
will be,
should.
yeah, I would be ecstatic. But Jamie Foxx for sure would be my Jamie Foxx, Denzel. Um, I think Michael B. Jordan, but Michael B. Jordan in a different aspect because Michael B. Jordan is like he's a little more serious. He's not a comedian.
He
He's
is.
tried.
I've noticed in his interviews he is very reserved and just kind of like he ponders a lot. And I'm just like I feel like his personality is a bit more loose or more wilder than how he comes across in
Well,
interviews.
I think there's a thing of comfortability. Like we're in a game of strangers, so you don't really know who you're gonna get when you're doing this
Hmm.
interview. You don't know if you're getting a
Right.
troll trying to come provoke you and say some wild stuff, or you don't know that like he knows the fact that if I say something crazy, it's gonna be a headline. So like
Yes.
it's a little more reserved. But I would do that interview and I would approach it in a way of not like hey, bro, I know you, but more of like a if you're gonna be in this deep pocket vibe, like you want to be Mr. Mysterious, okay, we're gonna have a deep introspective conversation. But if you are on a light-hearted mood, like you're having a good day, you're jolly, we're gonna do the jolly way. We're gonna figure that. It, I would specifically want that interview for the boxing match of the interview, like the Bob and Weed buffet. Let's see what's really going on here. But I do have some women as well. Mary J. Blige, that just came to my head.
Okay.
Um,
She's so chill.
Alicia Keys.
Mm. Oh, that would
A
be
new
such a high vibrational conversation. Excuse me. She's such a high vibrational
high,
energetic
yeah,
being.
she has a dope spirit about herself. A new person. Two new people I have on my list now. Well, three. I got Coco Jones.
Oh yes.
She has a very vibrant personality. Brent
Yes.
Fayez,
Hmm.
because Brent's the opposite, but he acts like he doesn't want to talk, but he got a lot of personality in there. You can tell in his like older music, but he kind of chilled out because his character and who he's perceived himself as is more chill now. But I would try to get the uh, the, the other type of energy, the more energetic side out of it on an interview side, and then the
Hmm.
last one is an artist out of LA. It's probably I don't want to say he's definitely not the smallest person here and who I've said, but he got Grammy nominated last year, and I almost met him last year. The artist named Blast out of LA.
Blast. Haven't heard of him.
BLX, dope. R&B, smooth. He's like the new West Coast Nate Dogg. Like you know the song 21 Questions by 50 Cent? So that chorus,
Yes, yeah.
okay, so that chorus was sang by Nate Dogg, but like Blast is like the parsley on songs nowadays for a lot of artists. Not even just hip hop, just in general. And I'm like, yo, I really got onto his music in 2020, and I'm like, I'm trying to make this interview happen. So Blast, if you ever hear this, man, I know some people out in LA. I'm out there a lot. All my people I just said, let's work.
You saw that? He's shooting a shot. You see that? That's how you do it. I heard you like kind of singing Victoria, not singing, but humming Victoria Monet earlier. So I mean, what about her? I'm really getting into her. I'm listening to her new album, Jaguar, but her song with Leon, is it Leon Thomas? Love that
Yeah,
song. I have several songs of hers on my playlist. I think she would also be super chill to talk to. Not just
yeah,
because we have the same name, but
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
yeah.
With her, I would have to do a little more research. Like I know her music, but like the other people I named, I've studied already. I've already
Mhm.
like wrote
Mhm.
down notes like of these people. Like so with her,
Yeah.
I would have to study a little more because you never want to go into anything ill prepared. But
Yeah.
she's having a moment right now, which is kind of funny to me because she was more on the writer side beforehand, and now she's getting a moment in the stardom lane, and I think that's just due to
Yeah.
her diligence and consistency in the game. Like we talked about earlier, consistency is a big key. And the one thing I've noticed about when you're interviewing like entertainers from whatever is acting, whether it's artists, whether it's musicians, that creative thing doesn't just hit because you have talent. It hits because of timing. And I think it's her
Mm.
time right now. I think the world is starting to appreciate what she has going on. And she's gotten the right people and the right vibes and the right esque around her now to push her to the next level. So I would love to sit down and interview her as well. I just want to interview everybody, man. Like
Yeah.
I just love this. I love this with my whole heart assist. And so
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay, so we're gonna go back to that dream role question. What's one of your dream roles?
dream roles, and I'm assuming it's like occupations, but under whatever in our lane of what we do.
Right, right, right. Maybe not a position, but I guess maybe something you wanted to do as a kid that was like a dream. Is that still a dream role for you, or has it shifted over time?
It's crazy because like this is gonna sound so cliche, but like what I'm doing now is kind of what I wanted to do as a kid.
Okay.
Um, And so I always knew I kind of wanted to be in this role. But outside of this, there's definitely a few things I would want to do. One thing is I'm working on right now is like I'm perfecting my script writing. I'm perfecting writing, directing, script writing, TV, curating shows and movies. That's something that's big that I really want to get into. And it's not all just being in front of the camera, just the process
Behind
of
the scenes. Yeah, the
behind
process.
the scenes, curating the stories, directing, writing, producing. If I got to get in front of a camera, I got the personality. I'll get out my little. I don't think I have a shell, but I'll throw the whole Shep vibes out there. I'll put my little 1-2 on camera.
We
Uh,
all have shells. We all have shells. Even the most extroverted artist that's kind of like a shell of theirs. You notice like the really, really big artists, big name artists, they're like some of the shyest people. You notice that?
Yeah, well, it's an on and off switch. Like I have a Justin Sheppard switch and I have a Jay Shep switch, and
Yeah.
my biggest thing sometimes is like and Mason will tell you this all day. Mason's our lead production, but that's also like myself, like my little brother. And he'll come to me sometimes like, yo, I need you to turn off Justin. I need you to turn off Jay Shep. Which means like
Mm,
Justin is really chill, reserved. I'm not a quiet guy, but I can be to myself and just really relaxed. And Jay Shep is not loud, but Jay Shep is the outside character. So like if someone
yeah.
were to see me at college, you know what I'm saying, we went to the same university,
Yeah.
it used to throw people off because I was the guy throwing parties on the weekend, and then like people would come around me during the week and they'd be like, "Oh, you like real like quiet and chill," and I'm like, "No, that's like my normal self. That's like
Right.
yeah, like I'm off the clock. I'm off the party
Right.
clock. You know, I've already thrown you this function, and I've already been in the mix or whatever on the weekend. Yeah, like I'm in everybody's face then, and I'm turned, and like I make sure everybody has a good time because you know it's a business too at that we was doing back in the gap. But just in general, like yo, I'm on campus, I'm going to class. Like, what? How turned do you want me to be? Like, I'm trying to make an A. Like, I'm not.
Exactly.
You know, I'm in
Yeah.
my personal mode.
Totally. Totally. And I feel like that's the Justin that I remember was the very like introverted to himself, like definitely not flashy from what from what I remember, you know. So when you say like parties on the weekend, like, I don't know about that, Justin, but I think
Yeah, like I was in class. Like
studious.
I'm studious. Like
Right.
I'm trying to focus here. It's funny though, because I feel like in our major, a lot of people didn't get to see that because I don't know. I would like take note of who I would see at stuff we would throw. Like me and my friends had a group called BPG Entertainment at St.
Mhm.
Houston, and we were like throwing events stuff like that. And it wasn't like a small group. Like we was throwing like stuff at the fairgrounds that had like 600, 700 people, like from different universities. But then I
Yeah.
would take note of who I would see from my classes there. Cause then like the next time I'm in class, like I wouldn't want you to talk about it, nor was I ashamed. I was just kind of like, I'm a different,
Yeah.
I'm in a different mode right now. Like I'm here
Yeah.
studying. Like it's a different
Exactly.
vibe.
I'm in a different bag right now. I would definitely say like yeah, for me as a kid, I didn't see myself doing this in this aspect. I think I've said this before to another guest, but like the three A's. So either an actress is what I want to be, and an actress, an athlete, or an author.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was definitely like super shy. So I'm like, this by doing a podcast by myself would not have been like my first choice. I definitely would have been an athlete. Um, so
You know what's
I
funny?
think I've kind of surprised myself too.
You let me hold on. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna say this here. That's really funny. I just thought about this. You know, a lot of people. This used to throw me off in college. You know, a lot of people were shy trying to do this thing that we're doing, and I understand the duality part.
Mm-hmm.
I never. It used to throw me off really bad because I won't ever say I was shy in class or I wasn't shy. But like, yo,
Right.
ever realize like how can you be shy and want to be on camera? Do you ever think about that now? It's
Yes.
like
Of course. Of course. Like we have classmates now that are currently on television, local television as anchors and news reporters. Um, and just seeing like remembering them how I guess we were in class and now seeing them on TV being confident and in
they
their
didn't
bag. I'm
talk.
just like, right,
They
right,
didn't.
right,
They
right.
didn't talk. I,
People,
it,
people can surprise you. Yeah,
yeah, that shit like messed me up. I'll be like, oh, can we first? I'm so sorry. I'm comfortable.
literally.
Like yo, I'm like you wasn't even a talker. Like I remember having to like a professor would say something and everybody would just be quiet. I almost seem like a class clown now because I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll talk. And like
Yeah.
now people on the news, and I'm like, you ain't even say a word, but I'm happy for you because you're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing
Totally,
good.
totally. Like even in my classes now, online classes as a grad student, I've noticed like my personality has shifted like big time since undergrad. Like I'm speaking up in class. I was like the first one to raise my hand in class for like a business simulation yesterday. I surprised myself. Like I was like, "Girl, because like undergrad me would have been more like, I'm gonna let other people speak and then I'm gonna say something." But like actually saying something first is like that's a big deal because it's like not only am I here, like I'm here to participate. I'm not just here to take this class. I'm here to like be all in, both feet. So
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
can I can understand that. I have another question for you. This is your show, but I do have a question for
Hit me.
you though. Um, do you have a thing where how do I put this? Okay, so I have a thing where when I'm in a small room and it's like 10 to 15 people in there,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually get nervous. But if I'm in a big crowd and a big stage, I don't have any nerves at all. And I feel like that's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather talk to 500 to 1,000 people than to talk to like 15 and have to stand up and talk to 15 people.
So you're saying, am I more comfortable talking to a smaller group of people than like a big group?
Yeah,
I
which
would
one would
say yes. Yes, because a smaller group of people, the stakes are less high. However, does through mass communications count? Like through social media, through a reel or through Instagram? Because I've noticed like creating content on social media, it can get over 1,000 views. And technically that's like me talking to a lot of people. I just haven't seen them in person or their
no, I
faces.
need that eye
Oh, you
contact
mean
feeling. That's
oh no. No.
yeah,
Not there
that
yet.
no, that eye contact feeling
Not there
different.
yet. Not there
Like
yet. I could faint. I could faint. I haven't tried it yet. So, I might have to have someone there to be like, we got her heart rate monitored and we got someone to make sure I don't faint, make sure like I don't know. I feel like I can get there. Maybe it's a mental block cuz some people that do TED Talks, they say like, "Oh man, like I didn't even know I could do that. I didn't know I was capable of that until they did it." I think for me, I would have to psych myself out and think of one person that I want to talk to in a crowd and just pretend like I'm talking to that person. You know how some people say like pretend people are like not looking at you or pretend there's no one there or people are wearing their underwear or something. It would have to be something like that. But I think I could do it. I don't know right now.
so, I have a thing where it's interesting. So I say that because like I had a class yesterday, and everyone had to stand up and say an introduction of themselves. And for the first time in a long time, I got up there and it wasn't stuttering, but I was just like, I was like, yo, I feel like I didn't do my intro well. Like
Really?
I just felt like I
I,
wasn't
I can't picture that. I just can't picture it for some reason.
I couldn't either, and it fucked me up. It messed me up. Like I'm in class. It messed me up for an hour. Like I was sitting there, I
Yeah.
put notes in my phone. Like, no, this is something we need to go back to the drawing board on. Because what is
Yeah.
this? Who the fuck? Who nigga? I thought we was past this point. We supposed to be. You just did a big stage not too long ago in
But
front of people. Easy
do you
and
feel
like
like our biggest critics can be ourselves though, you know? So you may have felt like you didn't do a good job in that moment, but some people probably aren't even thinking about it like that. They may have been like, his shoes were untied. And like that could have been the only thing that they remember, not like how you spoke. We were so hard on ourselves. And that's one thing that I have had to learn through this podcast, through becoming the process of becoming a content creator, was like to not be so hard on myself, the way I speak, the way I present myself in front of the camera, the intros that I do. Like, oh my gosh, I have cringed so many times at some of my intros, like forgetting. I think I forgot to say the person's book, the author's book, the name of his book. I don't know why. Um, but just giving myself grace, because when you
Mhm.
give yourself grace, it kind of takes that pressure off. Like, I'm human. Like, I'm growing from this. I'm 26. Like, I'm still learning, right? So
Yeah,
that's something that I try to do to make things easier.
no, for sure. I think, how do I put this? Yeah, I'm definitely my biggest critic. I'm for sure my biggest critic, but I think that's my biggest blessing too. I think because I view myself as like, if you're gonna be one of them ones, you need to work like you one of them ones, which means you have to. There's always room for error, and there's room for change and improvements, but you have to always make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's. And if you mess up, that's okay, but get back in the gym and figure it out. And
Hmm.
that's what that
Hmm.
was yesterday. Because it's funny because like I just did a whole like we had that DJ Battle Festival, TO Fest 2, huge
Yeah.
success.
How did that
Everybody,
go?
oh my gosh, amazing, 200 plus people.
And you were
Um,
on stage from the
yeah,
picture that I saw. Like,
yeah, I was on stage. I did the intro and the outro because I still got to run the business of what's going on. So like I
mm-hmm,
can't. I didn't want to MC it because I have to run the business of what's going on.
mm-hmm,
Um, but there's a lot of talking moments and there's a comfortability I had on stage and it was easy. That was like the easiest thing ever. And I think one thing that people don't understand is like, yo, when you're on a stage like that, it's like a theater stage and the lights is hot, bro, you can't see anybody. So I'm just
mm-hmm.
listening. I can't
Yeah.
I, I can't see you. I'm just looking out to an abyss of black. Like
Yeah.
not to mention most of the people there were black. So it's just an abyss of black people in black. Like I'm
Right.
like, cool. So like I can see y'all. I'm just listening for reactions. That's my thing. I listen for audience engagement.
Yeah.
So like this is where being a teacher helped me out. So it's like I do a thing called call and response. So it's like, all right, make some noise for the last detective. Oh, that was kind of quiet. Or make some noise. All right, cool. All right, bet. I'm just getting you. It's just engagement. I can hear it. I understand it. I can go back. Now I can go talk my intro. I can do this. I remember one time I had a period match with some girl in the audience. She said, period. I said, say it one more time, period. And then I was like, okay.
That's
And stuff like that.
funny.
And so like, but it was comfortable. It was mad easy. And, but see, that's what I was saying. That was like in front of like 200 something people. And I was like, that was to me easy. I don't know what happened yesterday in front of 15. And it's, like I said, I wasn't like stumbling over myself. I said, yo, I feel like I could have did this better. Like you said, we are our hardest critics, so you are correct.
For sure. For sure. Affirmations also help me out too, which are like, there's an app called I Am. So I am amazing. I am a great speaker. I am a powerful creator. Things like that that you can apply to your own situation that can kind of help you think something different than your reality and turn it into your reality. But I want to do a quick speed round with you. So, with these questions, there's just quick answers, one sentence, one word. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Let's go. What's the last song that you listened to?
Strike by Little Yachty.
Wait, say that again?
Strike by Little Yachty.
Don't know what that song is, but okay. Finish the sentence. I truly believe that.
God is amazing.
I agree. I agree. My favorite book is.
Hmm. My favorite book is The Richest Man in Babylon.
That is on my to read list. I have heard of it like several times, even in other books. The author is saying they read that book, so I want to read that book. In two words, I would tell my younger self too.
Have fun.
Mm, you just hit little Vicky with that one. And last question for you is right now I feel.
At peace.
Mm. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much, Justin, aka Shep, for joining me. It is so good to see you again, talk to you again, and like kind of meet you again, like meet the new version of you because we are constantly changing as people, as creators, as students. We're not the same people that we were when we graduated in like 2019. So it's good to catch up with you and thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast. Where can people find you?
Yo, so first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. This is a great platform, amazing interview. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that comes your way in the future. Energy, manifestation, all those things. Where
Thank
people
you.
can find me is on social media at King underscore J Shep. J Shep is spelled JAYSHEP. So go follow me there. Make sure y'all are following on my business page as well, Talented Ones Media at underscore Talented Ones Media underscore. And follow us there. You can catch our journey as we try to get to our destinations. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and last but not least, make sure you go to our website, www.talented1nes.com.
Awesome, awesome. And it's all about that journey, y'all. And don't forget to be a kind person today, y'all. You feel me? Bye.